104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. This Saturday, the Union hockey team will take on Penn State. Puck drops at 4:30 on Saturday. So joining us, head coach of the Union hockey team, Rick Bennett. Coach, it's been a little while. We missed you here on the afternoon show.
Guys, I always listen to you. Guys do a great job. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you lying to us, and that's Coach. All right, so big matchup coming up. But what happened against Cornell?
Well, I think we forgot our shoulder pads and our skates, but that's the way it goes sometimes. It was one of those games where you get out competed, but we still had a chance. We just couldn't finish it there at the end. Where throughout the season we did have the pushback all the way till the end when we didn't have it quite fully, and it finally caught us.
Is it kind of good to have that kind of game, this close to, the most important games?
You work so hard, and this group has really worked tremendously hard this year. And, so it's a little disappointing when, I guess so-called the biggest game of the year at that time, we just didn't have it. But, that does happen in sports. We all see it. It just doesn't matter what sport it is. And unfortunately, it happened in a big-time moment, and hopefully we do learn from it. We've always said sometimes you got to lose to win.
Despite that loss, your team's still going into the NCAA tournament that happens this Saturday. Puck drops at 4:30. You guys take on Penn State. What can we expect from this Penn State team?
Well, you can expect a track meet, that's for certain. It's an up-and-down team that just likes to throw pucks right to the net, and I'm not sure if many people will know this analogy, but it's like the '80 Oilers with Gretzky, Messier, and Anderson and the gang, just high-octane, a lot of offense, and they're fun to watch, and we just can't watch. We've got to make sure that we're plugged in, with our transition to D game.
Union coach Rick Bennett with us right now on 104.5 The Team.
Coach, are you surprised it took Penn State this long to be an NCAA tournament team? We talk about Penn State versus Union. Penn State's one of the biggest colleges in the country, but this is their first NCAA tournament.
Well, it wasn't going to take them long. Guy Godowski, their head coach, has done a nice job wherever he's been. I believe it was Alaska, and then we saw him at Princeton, and he won a Whitelaw Cup there. So it wasn't going to take long, and $90 million goes a long way. And that's a heck of a facility. The one thing that was impressive was they got the student body behind them, and it's taken a life of its own. So I really do think that helped. They came in at a good time. Obviously, from the football side, it wasn't a great time. So you're coming in at a good time, too, and people wanted something, to cheer for, something different, and they certainly got that.
Union coach Rick Bennett with us right now. So, Coach, when I first joined the afternoon show, one of the best and first stories we got to cover was you guys winning the championship. Can you draw any comparisons to this team to your championship team?
Well, there is a lot of pushback, just like the other team. The other team was just a bit older, and they had been there before, and they weathered some of that. And when we went to Philly, those guys were not complacent whatsoever, and it was so businesslike. It was really fun to watch. And with this group, we're still just learning, the ropes. But there is a class there. The senior class has been there. They've been, national champions, and hopefully we can feed off them. And our coaching staff, fortunately, we've been together, so we have to help the group along the way as well.
Take us through the next few days here preparing for that matchup with Penn State, practice-wise, what the guys are going to do.
Well, we've already practiced 3 times already. We got one more here before we get on the plane to go. So it'll be just an hour practices and we've been focusing on us this week as opposed to worrying about Penn State. Now, at the end of the day, is that going to make it? I don't know, but that's what we did before, so we kind of gotten back to that. And I just think that's the most important, is especially with a younger team, is you want to make sure that you're focused on yourself.
Coach, how do you, we saw RPI, they fell on a little bit of hard times and so how do you keep this Union team so successful?
Well, I guess if you've asked some people, I guess it hasn't been for the past 2 years, but so be it. We feel that through some bumps in the road, this group, it can only push so many buttons and tell student athletes they've had a tough go the past year or maybe 2, and you know what? These guys have a lot of pride and a lot of purpose, and I think that's that does help. You know, sometimes when you're beat up a little bit in the press and, you know, by others, it kind of feeds you a little bit. And I think that's exactly what we needed.
I know that I'm not like the most diehard critic of you because, you know, again, first story we got to do was you guys winning the championship. But how do you turn on a team that just won a championship in 2014? You know what I mean? So we got your back, Coach, and we're looking forward to you taking on Penn State.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it very much, and thanks for covering us.
Coach,
thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you, and anytime, man. You guys want to get a word out about anything, you know where we are.
Yeah, no, that's good to know, and hopefully the Dallas Cowboys are going to bring it this year.
You lost a lot of defense. You talk about forgetting your shoulder pads on the ice. What are the boys going to do against Eli and the Big Blue on the defensive side?
They're not done yet. That draft day is a big day, and hopefully they can add a few pieces here along the way. And that's kind of what we're. I say we like I'm a part of it, but it's exciting. We all have some passions in life, and the Dallas Cowboys are definitely one of them. And it's really fun, and you know, it's actually even it's a lot of fun to come in on the Monday morning, especially after a big win, and show a couple clips to the guys.
And one more question for you, Coach. Where do you think Tony Romo ends up?
I'm hoping it's with the Cowboys, actually. I hope he stays. I'm not quite sure if that's going to be the case, but I do hope he stays.
Be one heck of a backup to have, Coach Rick Bennett at Union Hockey. We appreciate you. Best of luck Saturday, 4:30 when you take on Penn State.
Guys, take care. Thank you.